everyone. So, 12th standard English HSC board inchcape rock. I'm going to start now. Okay, what going to start now? The inchcape rock. What is exactly a inchcape rock? What we need to understand now. Clear? Now, let's focus on the poem. Inchcape, first of all, inchcape is nothing but it is by the name itself, you can easily understand. There is a one rock are there which is just a inch inchly visible. Okay, inchly visible. Inchcape rock is nothing but you can see over here with in the picture only. uh, that is Inchcape rock. A mountain, the the tip of the mountain is visible in the above the water. That is called Inchcape rock. Clear? Robert Southey, like he was born in 1774 to 1843. He was born in Bristol, England. Okay, where he was born? He was born in Bristol, England. He was the son of trapper. Trapper is nothing but the a person who is working in a textile industry. Textile is nothing but the clothing. He was educated at the Westminster School. The name of the school they are explaining the Westminster School and Balliol College, Oxford. Like if I talk about where is Westminster School and Balliol College of Oxford. Look here. You can easily search on Westminster School right in London. This is the Westminster School and Balliol College, Oxford. Yeah, that is the Balliol College, Oxford. So he was studying in this such type of colleges, right? Okay, and he was a poet laureate of England from 1813 to 18, which means that he was a very famous poet and this time period 1830 to 1843. Some of his short poems like Scholar, The Battle of Balham, Bishop, Hatto are very popular in school children. So this kind of poem, the Inchcape Rock, is very famous uh, with the school childrens. The Inchcape Rock is a ballad. Okay, the Inchcape Rock is a ballad. Now, what do you mean by ballad? Ballad is nothing but a poem which is written in the romantic way, in a very happily mood, and it's the story of the 14th century. Okay, and this it's the story of what? It's the story of 14th century attempt by the abbot of Aberbrothok. Okay, Abbot Brothok. So its story, and the story is a story of the 14th century, which is attempt by the abbot of Aberbrothok to install a warning bell. Okay, to install what? To install a warning bell on Inchcape. Okay, to install a warning bell on Inchcape. Clear? So in this poem we will try and understand. This is the 14th century story, and there was a person about is nothing but a priest who is working in a church, and he is installing the warning bell in the Inchcape, a notorious sandstone reef, and that is a sandstone reef about 18 kilometers off the east coast of Angus, Scotland, and near Dundee and Fife. So this is the area they are talking about, which is occupied by the Belrock Lighthouse. Okay. So Southey was inspired by the poet was inspired by the legendary story of a pirate who removed the bell on the Inchcape rock. So the poet was actually inspired by a person who removed this bell from the Inchcape rock, and which was placed by the abbot of Aberbrothok. The poem gives us a message that those who do wrong things will meet due punishment. So, in short, this poem is related to tit for tat. If you will do a wrong thing, you will get due punishment in your life. If I am doing a wrong thing, I will get the punishment. If you are doing a wrong thing, you will get the punishment. As simple as that. Now, let's come to the inchcape rock. What is exactly the inchcape rock? Right? No stir in the air, no stir in the sea. What it means? There is no stir in the air, no stir in the sea, which means there is no movement. Everything is silent in the air or in the sea. The ship was as still as she could be. So the ship is very still. Ship is not moving. Ship is just still as she could be. Okay. So her sails from heaven receive no motions. Okay. Her sails from heaven receive no motion. So the sails are not getting motion also, right? So here we are talking about the boat only. Her keel was steady in the ocean. Keel is nothing but the part of it is the lower part of the boat. Okay, steady in the ocean. Without either sign or sound of their shock. Okay, without either sign or sound of their shock, the wave flowed over the inchcape rock. So there is no any kind of signs or and any kind of sounds of their shock is there. The waves are flowing over the inchcape rock. Okay, so here the poet is talking about the environment, how from the inchcape rock the waves are flowed. So little they rose, so little they fell. So here he is talking about the waves. So little they rise, the little they fall. They did not move the inchcape bell. Okay, so the slowly the waves are not moving the inchcape bell, because when the waves are very slow, so how the inchcape bell be moved? The abbot of Aberbrothak. So there was a priest of this area had placed that bell on the inchcape rock. Clear? He placed the bell on the inchcape rock. Where inchcape, which means there are little bit inchcape are there. So he placed that bell like you can see in the picture, right? And he placed in a way like on a buoy. In the storm it floated and swung, and over the waves it roaring rung. So here they are explaining in the last two lines on the buoy. Buoy is nothing but that stake in the storm. Okay, and when the storm will come, so definitely it will float and it will sink, and we will, and any person will pass, he will get the sound of a ring, right? Now when the rock was hid by the surge swell, rock this rock is hidden by the big surge swell. Okay, this rock was hid by the surge swell. The mariners heard the warning bell. Okay, the mariners heard the warning bell. Clear? When the rock was hid by the surge well. Surge is nothing but the rock is hidden by, like inside there is a big mountain, and the mariners is hurting this warning bell which is placed by the abbot of Abertag. And then they knew the perilous rock, which means then they knew, when they heard the sound of the bell, then they knew the perilous rock, and they blessed the abbot of Abertag. So in this four line there, the poet is explaining how the mariners listened the sound and they blessed the abbot of Abertag. Okay. The sun in heaven was shining happily. The sun was very shining happily. All things were joyful on that day. One day everything was joyful. The seabirds scream as they wheel around. The seabirds are scream. They are enjoying wheel around, and there was a joyance in their sound, and they are very happy. There was a joyance in their sound. Okay. The buoy of the Inchcape bell was seen. The behind of the inchcape bell was seen. So the behind of the inchcape bell was visible. A darker speck on the ocean green, and how it is looking. It is a very tiny dot. Sir Rap the rover walked his deck. Sir Rap the rover, now he is a pirate. He walked over his boat, top of the boat, and he fixed his eye on the darker speck. And when he looked, and he fixed his eye on the darker speck, which means his eye was fixed to the BI of the inchcape bell. Okay, and he felt, and when he looked at the inchcape bell, okay, this bell, he felt the cheering power of the spring. What he felt very cheery, he felt very happy. It made him whistle, it made him sing, it made him uh, whistle is nothing but like city, and it made him sing. His heart was mirthful to excess, but the over mirth was wickedness. He was very happy, but inside his heart he was thinking something very bad. Mirth is nothing but you are laughing, you are happy for something bad. And his eyes was on the inchcape float. His eyes was on the inchcape float. And Kothmin, he said that, my man, put out the boat. Okay, my man, put out the boat. Okay, my man, put out the boat. So he is saying to his people, my man, put out the boat and drew me to the inchcape rock. Okay, take me to the inchcape rock, and I will plague. I will, I will cause pain or trouble. I will, and I'll cause pain or trouble. I will plague the about of Everbrothak. Okay, and I will pain this person ever about of ever. So he's saying in this four line, his eyes was fixed on the inchcape float. He's saying, my man, please take me over there. I want to hurt the about of ever. Then the boat is lowered, the bottom row, boatman row. Then after that boat was taken lowered, and the boatman row and the inchcape rock they go. Self-help bent over from the boat, and he cut the bell from the inchcape float. You can see in this picture in the foreline what they are explaining. And then after that, down down the sung down sung the bell with a gurgling sound when they cut the bell, and the bell was down. Okay, how the gurgling sound, the bubbles rose and burst around. So they are explaining when he cut down the bell, and the bell was down, and it was sunk into the water, and while into the water there was a sound as coming. Okay, then Sir Rap the rover said, the next who comes to the rock won't bless the about of Aberota. He said that next whichever boat people will come, they will never going to bless because they are going to be die. Okay, now Sir Rap the rover sailed away, and he went away from there. He scoured, he traveled freely, energetically for ships, and he traveled very happily, energetically to rob the ships, rob the seas for many days. Like he had done many days of rob the ships, and now he become very rich with plunder the stone with a very big amount of looted wealth. He steer his course. He direct the course of the ship. He steers his course for Scotland shore. Like he decided like almost so many wealth he has taken and he had robbed. Now he decided that we will go, like he is going toward the Scotland shore, which means to his area. So thick haze. So there was a mist was there. Thick haze overspread the sky. Okay. There was a mist was there totally spread in the sky. They cannot see the sun on high. They cannot. The wind hath blown a gale all day. The wind was blown a very gale. At evening, in it had died away. At the evening, there was no wind. The wind was not flowing. And on the deck, the rover take his stand. And on the deck, when the rover stand, so dark it is, they see no land. They cannot see. Then the rover say that it will be lighter soon, for there is a dawn of the rising moon. So now the poet is explaining about the environment. And when they decided to go to the Scotland, there was totally dark. The wind was not blowing also. And when the wind was not blowing, so how there is no movement, and there is no uh, moon, there is always dark, can't see. Or someone is saying that we cannot hear the breakers roar. Okay, for me things, it seems to me, we should near the shore. And someone said, like, we are near the Scotland shore. Now where we are, I cannot tell, but I wish I could hear the inchcape bell. Now someone is saying that now we are, I cannot tell, but I could wish I can hear the inchcape bell. I could hear the inchcape bell. They hear, they hear actually no sound. The swell was strong. They hear no sound. Then they, these people hear no sound. The pirate people. The swell was strong. Though the wind had fallen, they drift along, and with the help of wind, they drift along till the vessel strikes. Till the vessel strikes with a shivering shock. Oh, cried, is the Inchcape rock. So then they had fallen. Then wind was fast. Inchcape rock. Sir, Rat the rover tore his hair. He cursed himself in his despair. So then Sir Rat the rover is irritated. He is pushing. Uh, he was very frustrated. The wave rush in every side. The waves are coming rush in every side. The ship was sinking beneath the tide. But even he is in his dying fear, one dreadful sound could hear over ear. Only the pirate who had cut the Inchcape bell, he is able to listen one sound, and the sound, a sound as if with the Inchcape bell, the devil below was ringing the knell. The devil was ringing that you had planned for someone, and you are the one. You are under the sea now. Okay, this is over. You can see the how the boat was, right?